I've seen a pretty depressing trend in the film discussion community, and that is only emotion matters and that film and other forms of storytelling aren't about logic. Now, any person with a functioning brain cell can look at this statement and point out how utterly stupid it is, but there are people who honestly believe this. Storytelling is mechanical in nature and requires logical progression of some sort. Granted, how that logic works is dependent on the story being told, but it is logic nonetheless. The logical progression of plot, character, and motherfucking themes will more often than not create that emotional investment and make those moments earned, because the writer put in the effort to have it all make sense. For example, Joel's death in Last of Us 2 is completely contrived out of character and 100% unearned. He has no reason to give a bunch of strangers his name, and the fact that Abby just so happened to find the one Joel she's looking for in a post-apocalyptic wasteland is utterly nonsensical. Then you add Ellie's retardation into the mix by not shooting Abby despite her having a gun, and thus creating one of the worst deaths of a beloved character I've ever seen. Once you factor in those things, it drains any emotional weight because of how illogical it all is. Contrast this with Fumio Fukamachi's death in Guyver. Kronos wants one of the Guyver units, and the best way to do that is to optimize Sho's dad into an enzyme zoonoid. This also aligns with Gyo's want to destroy Sho's notion of daily life. We also know that Zoolords have complete control of zoonoids who are not lost numbers, so it makes perfect sense when Fumio is forced into transforming. And given who Sho is as a character, we know that he'd hesitate in fighting his own father, if not flat out refusing. Self-defense mode for the Guyver unit has been established and used twice prior to Sho getting his head split open, so him being able to fight like this makes sense. As does Fumio being an enzyme, as those were also established earlier. And it would be logical for Kronos to update that zoonoid type, given it is specifically designed to fight Guyvers. This combination of logical consistency with character and plot makes Sho atomizing his own father all the more saddening, rather than cheap shock value, like Joel's death. Obviously, that was a very brief summary of the issues and merits of both examples, but you get the point. Now, this isn't to say that things like acting, music, and lighting aren't important in setting up a mood. They're very important and can oftentimes fool people into looking past the writing. However, the writing is the most important, as without it, all you have is superficial shine with no substance. This mindset that emotion supersedes logic is one of the many things that is killing Western storytelling, or at the very least mainstream here in the US. And sadly, I don't think it'll be going away anytime soon.